Also welcome you to sit down. I've written my remarks so I don't forget them, but before we get started, I need to ask the boys what's the over and under on how far I'll get into this before I get emotional.
Right now.
I thought I'd beat Sarah, but we'll see. We are here today to witness the celebration of your declarations of a lifelong commitment to love each other. Lifelong commitments are rare. They are almost always revolve around family. Of course, one of the earliest accounts is Adam and Eve. The story tells us that there was a public declaration that they were made for each other. And then a fundamental change occurred. It started a lifelong commitment. Shane, Sarah, I'm not going to make it through this. I believe with all my mind and heart that you guys were made for each other. I have no doubt. And remember, even though I watch a lot of Hallmark movies, I am a skeptic at heart, but I have no doubt. I remember the first time I met Shane. There was a party of some sort at our house, and Mary told me that she had a hunch that Sarah liked you. So I made a point to meet you and talk to you. You were different than any other guy there. There was a substance, a firmness of stature, and I respected you. Over time, I came to see how well you complement each other in so many ways. Look at how you both approach decisions. Shane, I'm in awe of how you make decisions. You are so well thought out and deliberate. That process gives strength to your commitments. Sweetie, you are a bit more intuitive in your approach. I'm not exactly sure where that came from. You start at the end and work backwards, but you too come with the strength of your commitments. You have wisdom beyond your years. When you guys make your public declaration, something will happen at the deepest level. The Gustafsons of Penny Lane will be conceived. You have become one, so to speak. This is a mystery. If you ever figure it out, let me know. Like conception, you may not notice it right away, but it has happened, and it will define you both for the rest of your lives. The story in Genesis immediately continues with a therefore. You publicly proclaim your commitment. The Gustafsons of Penny Lane have been created, and therefore something happens. Now an amazing process starts. A CIP. I thought you didn't know what that was. A continual improvement process. A simple two-stage process that feeds back onto itself. The first stage, the Bible calls leaving, but it's just reordering all of your priorities so that your number one priority is now each other. But more specifically, it is to the new family that has just been created, the Gustafsons of Penny Lane. Neither one of you comes before the whole. The Gustafsons of Penny Lane will start out small and with nourishment will grow into an amazing creature. That nourishment is two-stage. The second stage is simply you living your daily lives aligned to this new prioritization. The more you communicate this priority to each other in your daily actions, the easier you make it for the other to do the same. Like every child, the Gustafsons of Penny Lane will be unique. You will make new traditions, and it will be a joy to watch. Sarah and Shane, in a few minutes, you will speak your vows to one another. You will commit to love each other for life. Loving is not for the faint of heart. In the 13th chapter of the first letter of Corinthians to the Corinthians church, the author gives a good definition of love. Just for full disclosure, he was never married, but I'm sure, like all guys, he had help with his writing. It says, love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love is patient, kind, and forgiving. Forgiveness always costs something if it's real. Forgiveness always begins with a choice, a decision to forgive. Your feelings will always follow what you have decided to hold true. There's a Jewish proverb, where your treasure is, there will be your heart also. In other words, what you decide to invest in will become that which you love most. It is as true today as it was 1,000 years ago. Love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. There may be times when you haven't been as protective as you should have been. Maybe times when you didn't fully trust one another. In moments, you may not always hope for one another's best. That's where perseverance comes in. At those times, choose to change. It may be costly, but the reward will always be much, much more. 40 years from now, you will be awed by the great treasure the Gustafsons of Penny Lane have amassed. It'll be more than you could ever ask or imagine. Finally, all valid contracts, covenants, and marriages need to be witnessed. Look around you. All of us and the many who are watching online together have loved and supported you throughout your lives. We will do that for the Gustafsons of Penny Lane as well. Many of us have prayed for this day before either of you were born, and many will continue to pray. Now, Sarah's cousin Kelsey will read an excerpt from Sarah's favorite book, Jane Eyre.
I have for the first time found what I can truly love. I have found you. You are my sympathy, my better self, my good angel. I am bound to you with a strong attachment. I think you good, gifted, lovely. A fervent, a solemn passage is conceived in my heart. It leans to you, draws you to my center and spring of life, wraps my existence around you, and kindling in pure, powerful flame, fuses you and me in one. It was because I felt and knew this that I resolved to marry you.
Sarah and Shane have written vows, and they will read them to each other now. That weighs as much as
Shane, you're my best friend, my favorite person to go on adventures with, my favorite person to sit mimosas with on Thanksgiving morning, my favorite person to look at Christmas lights with while sipping hot cocoa, the keeper of my secrets, and the person I love above all else. We've gone from strangers to volleyball teammates to friends who got feelings for each other, to boyfriend and girlfriend, to getting engaged, and now to getting married. Through each of these stages, I learned new things about you, which gradually made me like you, then love you, and then love you some more. The first things I liked about you were your humor and ability to connect with anyone you met. The more time I spent with you, the more I learned, and the more I learned, the more my feelings for you grew. I fell in love with your strong drive to always work hard and do what's right, your analytical mind and steady reasoning, how much you value your family and your friends, and how loyal you are to them, and how open you are with me about what you're thinking and feeling, and how against all odds, you became the world's greatest cat dad. I tried to think of a big memory or story that perfectly captures my love for you, but the moments that stood out the most were the small, simple ones. You sitting on the opposite side of the couch from me while we watched TV and wordlessly reach out your hand to hold mine. You finally giving in to getting Arwen a cat tower this summer, but only if it's in your office so you can watch her sleep. Painting the walls of our home together and just sitting on our empty living room floor, eating pizza and drinking beer once we'd finished, talking about our dreams for the house and our future. Or you just coming into my office to interrupt me throughout the day to say hi and give me a kiss. Those are my favorite moments and the ones I'm most excited to create with you as we go through life as husband and wife. So I vow to always love you, even when we're hurting or mad, even if you never do end up finishing the Harry Potter books or watching all of the Lord of the Rings movies with me, I will always love you. I vow to always have your back. I will be your biggest cheerleader through the hits, and I will walk with you through your misses. I vow to always support the Bills, the Sabres, and UNC. as long as the latter doesn't conflict with the Aggies. I vow to work hard and share the load with you, but for both our sakes, I'm going to let you be the one who always hangs things on the walls. I'll be there, though, to play you some Eric Church and hold the screws. I vow to always hear you out, even when I'm 100% convinced I'm right, because as much as I hate to admit it, I can be wrong 2% of the time. I vow to always tell you the truth, even when it's hard. I vow to never leave you, for better or worse, in sickness and in health, I'm with you. So I vow to always put us first, no matter what. I'm excited to spend the rest of my life with you, to build our home together, to travel to new and old places together, to go on endless Friday night dates with you, even if they are just to our couch for the foreseeable future, to create our own family traditions, and to walk through life with my hand in yours. You're the best forever I could have ever dreamed of. I love you.
Top that.
Sarah, you are the reason behind my smile. You give me the feels, like the tickle of the bubbles in a bottle of cheap champagne. You are beautiful inside and out, and I will be the man you deserve every day of our lives. You are my best friend, my hand to hold on scary rides and in haunted houses, my shoulder to lean on, and absolutely my better half. I love your toughness, your determination, your thoughtfulness, and your courage to be vulnerable. I love that you decide on a goal you want to achieve, and you just do it. You don't hesitate, negotiate excuses, publicize that you are going to do it. You just quietly go about making progress. From your career to your personal health, you impress me with your commitment to your goals. I admire your self-awareness. I love that you know exactly what makes you happy for short-term mood improvements or longer-term passions. I love that you take time to understand your thoughts and feelings and share them with me so that we can work towards our happiness. It makes your apologies sincere and confirms that I said or did something wrong. And I love that you are driven by supporting others. From your work in school, after graduation, and in your career, you have shown your commitment to others. But your selflessness also makes you an amazing friend that I know your bridesmaids appreciate. And it makes me the luckiest. From your cards to your birthday planning and overall focus that you give to me all the time. While our love started with surface level connection at Sonic and volleyball and deepened on our road trip to Houston playing the game of questions that cause people to fall in love, I knew you were the one after our first Thanksgiving. You know, the one your mom invited me to? I already loved the person that you were, but seeing your interactions with your family and the values that you all share made everything feel right about you. I wanted to take you home to my family, get to know your friends, form a connection with your cat, and even resume progress on the second Harry Potter book. Committing to you has been the best decision, as it has given me more purpose, given me a partner to journey through life with, and provided me with a larger family of fantastic people. And for all that you give to me, I want to promise certain things to you in front of our family and friends. I vow to give you alone time, even when I want to spend all the time with you. I vow to try not to let my stresses, hangriness, our overall moodiness carry over to our marriage. I vow to plan adventures where we can further enjoy your passions, whether it be Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, T-Swift, mountains, wine, and continue building our joint passions together. I vow to limit your time in the grocery store. I vow to listen closer to what you are saying both verbally and non-verbally so I can provide you what you need. I vow to be a loving and devoted husband, without judgment, without scorn, but always with an open heart and mind. I will love you more each day than I did the day before. I will trust you and respect you, laugh with you and cry with you, loving you faithfully through good times and bad, regardless of the obstacles we may face together from this day forward for as long as we both shall live.
For the rings. Thank you. Sarah.
I got it.
Take each other's hands. You may kiss your bride. Turn it, please. I give you the Gustafsons of Penny Lane, Sarah and Shane.